We are live.
Yo!
Yes, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do have to find some music for this.
Is it 10? Oh, sorry.
No, we are out of the 20s and into our 30s.
The dirty 30s.
Yeah, man. This is a new podcade. New podcade.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you stole that or not, but I'm liking that.
I completely just thought about that right then and there.
Attaboy.
All right.
What you got for us there, Trav, today on this wonderful 30th episode?
That's a good question, man. I honestly have no clue. I'm gonna just pick something real quick, and I have no idea what this is.
Doom.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. This is fitting for this week.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely fitting.
Thursday.
Yep.
Thursday.
Yeah. I don't know how to make the Chewbacca noise. Do you know how to?
I can't do it. I can't do it because I didn't even try.
Well, welcome
Welcome.
everyone to another edition of CTE, the Chris and Travis Experience. I am Travis.
I'm Chris.
And this will be a star-studded experience for you.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just cheesing. There are no stars.
Oh.
Well, maybe one. Well, I guess it would be technically 2 stars. We'll get into that later.
Fair enough.
Let me go ahead and stop John Williams. So let's start off right there. Are you going to see it this weekend?
Thursday.
Okay. All
Thursday.
right. I was gonna ask, are you a fan of Star Wars? But I would assume that you're going on Thursday, then you are.
I'm a fan. I like the Star Wars.
Okay. Out of the
Don't
8, which one don't you like?
Episode 1.
Thank you.
That one
Thank
could just. Usually when I watch it, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. Rogue One. Like
I actually, well, see, that's the whole point. I hated 1, 2, and I was actually in a debate yesterday.
1 and 2.
I just hated 1.
Okay. Yeah.
I hated 1.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't. It was just too boring. And a friend of mine was saying that episode 2 was the one he hated. He said that one. He said he loved episode 1. I was like, well,
Loved.
well, he said he liked episode 1.
Okay.
Like that. He said he liked episode 1. I was like, man, it was just too much trade talk. It was the whole star, the little, what is it? The racers.
Oh, the pod racers.
Yeah, I hated that scene. I just didn't like that. I just didn't like it, man. I didn't like that.
No.
At all. I don't, like you said, I skip over episode 1.
I usually skip over 1 and just go straight to 2.
And I actually, this weekend to refresh everything, I started doing, I started at 2.
Okay.
Went 2, 3, 4. I'm going to finish 5 tonight.
Oh, no. See, I disagree with you right away.
Oh, no, I went.
You have to go 4, 5, 6.
I went 2, 3. Actually, I went 2, and then I did the cartoon Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. Yeah.
I did that one, that movie. And then I did 3.
Oh, you did the movie?
I did the movie.
Okay,
I didn't do
okay,
the series.
Okay, fair enough.
It's
No,
too many.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
I'm with it. That was going to be where I was going to go into after we went through this.
I did 2,
Love.
then Clone Wars, then 3.
Okay.
And I did 4. I finished 4 today. I'm gonna do 5 when I get home, and then I'll probably do 6 and 7 tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I literally have nothing to do at work.
Okay.
So I'll be sitting there doing 6 and 7 and probably watch 8 on Wednesday. And probably watch Rogue One of these days. I probably should have watched it before I watched 4, but whatever. Yeah, technically I should have watched it before 4, but
Whatever.
So did you like 8?
It was okay.
Okay.
Thought it was a little better than 7.
Okay. Because some people were
But
really
some people,
mad
listen,
about
but,
8.
I mean, fans who are like so deep into like original stuff they're never going to be happy. So everything that people complain about from episode 1, 2, and 3 were fixed in 7 and 8 so far, or a lot of it, not all of it. Let's be real. Some of it has been fixed. And now you're complaining about everything else from that. So it's like you can't win for losing, you can't lose for winning. Like
that's
just,
why
you're in that stuck in that predicament. I go to watch them. I've enjoyed most of them.
That's why I liked 8. Because they made you think they were about to go down that rabbit hole and like, we're gonna do exactly, and then they just curve. They do it. No, we're gonna curve.
Wait, what?
And I enjoyed that. Oh, I thought they were gonna. Oh, I like that they switched it.
It was something that I was like, I couldn't just see the ending coming. I was like, oh.
And I think people got mad because it was like
they expected something and they didn't get what they expected.
And nobody was right. Everybody had all these different predictions about what's gonna happen, and then none of them were right. And it's like. They were mad because nobody was right.
So, yeah. So you watching The Mandalorian?
Yeah, I am.
You watching Baby Yoda? The child.
I'm not a fan of Baby Yoda. Straight money grab. Like I'm just like, man, if y'all don't get out of here with this, there's gonna be a bunch of Baby Yoda toys all over the place, and
there's gonna be.
I mean. I haven't gone to the
thing where
you have children. Haven't gone to see.
I seen a thing on the interwebs the other day where there's patterns now where you can crochet your own.
That's why I didn't like it. It's just that simple. That's why I did not enjoy episode. I mean, that's why I'm not too happy about the Mandalorian. Yeah.
So what episode are you on? Are you all the way up?
I'm through 6. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm up through 6. So, other than that, man, I'm just enjoying it. I'm gonna go see it Thursday as well. I'm gonna go at 9:00. I wanted to go at like 6, but it didn't work out that way.
I think we're at like 7:05 or something.
Okay.
So then we can go to barbecue first and then movie.
Good. There you go, sir.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to go at 6:15. Last week when I looked, I had tickets and I was like, all right, cool. I went back today and was like,
nah, son.
Yeah, there's like front row corner. I was like,
row 1, seat A, B, and C.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with y'all. I looked for and I found like a random seat at the 9:00 show. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll go there. But I gotta stay on this side of town, so guess I'll do something.
I'm at the Aurora. I'm at the Cineplex, baby. We there. We in there.
Yeah. The one I'm going to, I think, it's one of those ones where you can drink in there.
Yeah. So, yes, absolutely. Do you know what the 501st Legion is?
No.
They're
are they like the 5%ers?
Yeah. It's a fan group that does Star Wars things. Like they do cosplays. They go to all the Dragon Cons and stuff. We basically, but then they got all the suits. They actually do all the authentic gear and all that stuff. So, quick little go into that.
Live long and prosper.
No, man, I like that guy. No, but this group in Atlanta, when the Mandalorian was recording, they didn't have enough stormtroopers for.
Wait, tell me, it was recorded here?
Yeah,
everything's recorded down
here. Yeah. So at least one part of it was.
Yeah,
but yeah, no. As they were recording it, they needed more stormtroopers, and they didn't have enough costumes to do it. So they called the local 501st.
Oh wow!
And they showed up, and all of those dudes were in the Mandalorian in that scene where they had all those, because they only had like 14 or 15, and they needed like 30 or 40. So they called these guys up. They all showed up, full decked out, ready to go, and they're in it now.
That's crazy.
So
that's pretty dope.
One of my karate dads is in it. So he's the one that got us the tickets and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be, I don't know if he's gonna be all dressed up because he's gonna want to watch the movie.
Yeah,
but like
it'd probably be his second showing of it or something. But
I know they're doing something like Friday and Saturday for like everybody's big grand opening. They're gonna stand out there and pose and do a bunch of things and take pictures and stuff like that.
Jeez.
No, bro, it's like big.
That's why I like going on Thursdays, because the true fans go, and so when you sit down and watch it, they're cheering
and they do the right things.
Yes,
clap
at the right time.
It's a collective, like
yes, it's a collective experience.
Yes.
I actually like. That's why I go to I always try and go to Thursday.
Yes,
because I like those just viewing it with them, because they'll come decked out.
That experience is it's the right experience.
I think I went and saw Black Panther, and I went on Thursday, and then I went on like, I think I went again like on Sunday, I think, and it was just a completely different experience. Like it was just different. The people and how they received things, how they cheered for things, it was just completely different. Yes. And it was just like, All right, I know why I go to the Thursday show because it's just different. I like that energy.
The energy is much better. I agree.
All right, so we're off the Star Wars stuff. Did you? Okay, yeah. We said no. We said you didn't like episode one. Yeah, and that was it.
I rocks with them all. I mean, I watch one if it's on, but like I'm not gonna put it. I pull it out of the DVD and put it on.
I won't even watch it.
You just flip.
Yeah, no. Is episode 2? Okay, all right. Is he being a creepy stalker to Padme? Yo, dude, that was just weird. Why are you looking like that? It was just nasty. It was just nasty. Like, yeah, she had the right to say, "Don't look at me like that."
Like, why are you looking?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's get into something else. Let's get into something more sports related. Kobe Covington.
Listen, that was a good fight though. Man, that was a good fight.
You said it. He probably was winning until
he was ahead on some of them scorecards. I could have told you that, but like,
now see, I didn't watch it. Now, let me ask you this: did he get his jaw broken in the 5th?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's when it would happen.
In them bombs. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Listen,
so yeah,
you got it.
Hey, look, you talk out of all of the places to have something broken, the jaw
of somebody who likes to talk
mess. Like, well, you know what's funny?
Science. Like it was wonderful. I mean, it wasn't Ben Askren sweet, but it was up there because, like I said, he was probably up on them scorecards. Like,
and that's
good fight.
That really has to hurt him so much.
And yeah, that's a tough dude though. He was eating some stuff in that
but
fight.
For him to be winning and think and pretty much know that he's
last
probably
minute.
It's a good chance he's winning, and then you get your jaw broken.
It was like 4 minutes and 17 seconds or something.
4 minutes and 10 seconds.
10?
Yeah, 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
The 5th.
Yep.
Like that's back to back. I said that earlier when we were talking about it. I said that's back to back UFCs where they've lost in the last minute.
Yep.
Obviously, Overeem was a little bit closer to that 5-minute mark than the last 1 minute.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
But I mean that's you finished the fight. But
listen,
your jaw out of all places, somebody who talks so much trash, for his jaw to be broken. First off, as a person who's had his jaw broken, I know what you about to go through, buddy.
It depends on how bad it is and where it is and all that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, still the healing process
right?
you got to go through. He's gonna have his jaw wired shut, and have to go through all that and be replaced. And I mean, well, not replaced, but like he's probably gonna have to have a plate put in there. But the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't have been talking. But
it's one of those things when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah. And you know they of course, because it was a close fight, they're gonna have to do it again.
But why? Because he's gonna be on the shelf for a good minute. He's gonna
because
be out.
of money.
Well, I understand that it's gonna happen when he comes back, but
he's a villain and a hero at the same time.
Yeah, because it's just like everything. There's a split, there's a divide in whatever's out there in front of you because you feel one way about it or the other way about it. Very few people feel indifferent about things. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean. So,
but you know what that lends to, and whenever I see stuff like this, you know what it lends things to is. I hate to big him up too much, but the greatness of Floyd Mayweather, because he could act a fool and still win, and you know what I mean. Like the number one thing that you have to do is win. People.
Yes.
Like you have to do it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk all the junk, get you all crazy, think I'm gonna stand there in front of you, and then I'm just gonna move out your way and frustrate you, and then pick you apart and win on points."
Because I've already made you mad. Well, he's it goes back to the inspiration is the Ali thing, which I mean. He's already won the fight day of weigh-ins. Mm-hmm. He's already in that head. He's already talked to that mess. He's already got around it. He's already built it up. They doubt.
So for the fact that he won it and then people emulate his formula and sooner or later, Conor McGregor, you end up taking a shot and you lose or you get choked out or whatever it is. I mean, it's just you just understand that you make yourself a target when you doing stuff like that.
Oh, yes. Kobe knew what he was doing, but he had to do that. He's gonna get cut.
Was
that's it? That's the whole story behind this whole thing, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, Kobe was gonna get cut. He even said this on Joe Rogan. That
the fake experience. But go ahead.
That's why there was no experience involved on Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
but
the Joe Rogan podcast.
This guy. But he was saying that after getting set back and his style wasn't very exciting, and he was on the boards for being cut, and he had to do something. So he was like, "All right, what can I do?" He studied around, he looked around, what kind of character, what kind of thing can he pull up? So he came up with a character, and he's riding it till the wheels fall off, and he rode it to a title shot, and almost 1 minute away, potentially, of winning that title off of creating a character. It lends me to more Vince McMahon in the WWF.
Oh, it's E now.
WWE. When I watched it, it was the WWF.
I can hear Jeff screaming already. It's WWE now.
It is WWE now, and it has been since like the Raw era. That was like that weird transition. But
it still trips me out why they lost it.
World Wildlife Federation, bro. They were been around established for years before.
They're like, no, we're WWF. You guys cannot use that acronym. Find something else. It took years, but anyway, go ahead.
Yes. But that's kind of what it reminds me of, recreating yourself, creating either going from the heel to the face, or
Rocky Maivia to the Rock. From stunning Steve Austin to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Correct. Mundo.
From Sting to Sting.
From the Dingo Warriors to Sting to the Crow.
Yeah.
He was Ultimate Warrior and Sting, the Dingo Warriors. Huh?
Dingo Warriors.
Whatever.
Yeah. Who thought of that name?
I don't know. But so like you reinvent yourself, you come out with something and it hits. If it misses, you come back, you try something new, and you go out there and do it. Like, it's kind of what this is turning into, because it's such a fan sport now, rather than it being off of rankings and stuff like that. At least it's
about who they want to see fight each other, and this has nothing to do about who's the best qualified.
No, it hasn't been for a while, though. It hasn't been for a while.
But that lends to...
Used to be.
Well, it's different from boxing, because they actually give you the fight when you want the fight, but not if you earn the fight. And boxing is just all kind of stuff. But anyway, Amanda Nunes.
Ooh. Came out with the W.
Yeah.
The unanimous decision. Came out
was
there.
Was not an easy fight.
No, came out there a little, seemed a little gung-ho on that and then kind of ran into a pop and a little poop and a little oof.
She ran into all that.
Oh yeah, some body kicks, some long. Jermaine Durand.
She got dropped, right?
Yeah, she's tall and she got some striking power. She is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So she kind of ping. Oh, wait a minute, and then she made her adjustments and then just
didn't pick her apart.
Yeah.
And won the match.
Won every round. Won every round after, I think, like the first round and a half for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think she pulled it out like 49. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 49, 47, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, yeah. For me, the most upsetting for me was Jose Aldo. I thought Jose Aldo won over Marlon Moraes. But judges see it differently. It is what it is. He's kind of a fan of nostalgia, so maybe it's because of that I thought he won.
Is he almost done now?
Yeah, kind of. He went down to 35 for that fight. So yeah, I don't know. He'll probably fight one or two more. I mean, because it was a close fight, and it was, people are saying that it was, you can say it wasn't like a blatant robbery, like he won every round, and then they just
didn't give it out. Yeah.
But you can see where he could have won that fight, and you can see the argument that he did win that fight. So. Is what it is. You got to see what his body feels like, what the training camp looks like, what the next payday is, what the contract is. All of that plays into effect.
Is the contract up?
I don't think so. I don't know. I actually, you know what?
Are they going to get rid of him like they did Cyborg?
They could. Because if you're not producing and Dana don't like you, you know.
Is UFC pulling in? Are they pulling in numbers? Good numbers? Do you know?
Not like what they were doing. No. They haven't been doing anywhere near as well since they sold it.
Bring in Floyd Mayweather.
Y'all gonna be shocked when Floyd next year.
Yeah, he's gonna come in and fight.
It's gonna do 1-1. He'll get somebody for boxing, and then he'll go in there and do something for the UFC. He said he was doing 2, right?
Would you want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in the UFC fight?
I don't want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao thumb wrestle. I don't want to see them look at each other. I don't want to watch them fight. No, in a 30-foot cage, bro. No, that's bigger than a boxing ring. I don't want to watch them move around in a cage bigger than a boxing ring.
Hey, Floyd ready, man. You saw him got in the cage and rubbed his hand together, moved around the cage. Anyway,
yeah, but people will buy those fights at least for Mayweather because they want to see if he can hold out and win.
They just want to see him lose. They want to see him lose. They want to see him lose.
It's one or the other. They either hate greatness or they want to be, or they appreciate the greatness. It's one of the two.
They just hate Floyd.
Yeah,
that's what I get.
I'm not the biggest fan. No disrespect to his style. I think he's the best defensive boxer, pretty near ever. But no, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's what it is. All right. What else we got? You brought up something earlier. I can't remember now. I didn't write it down. Yeah, you brought up something. Hey, why y'all still talking about this? Is it a
point?
Kick.
Listen, is it a point?
I'm confused.
It depends on what the rules are. If I'm making up the rules, hand on the ground is absolutely a point.
I'm just curious why they still talking about it.
I don't know. Are we putting up a poll? Are we trying to vote for NASCAR? Are you talking about who I talked to, Mr. Sawyer?
Oh, I guess we could talk about that.
Yeah, I was watching. David Bossonette, posted this video from Brennan and Dan where Timmy got swept and was like, that little funny video, like, I'm gonna try that, and then swept somebody back. And then I saw them in there. I was like, yo, bring back them sweeps. Like we got matted spaces now. Like that was one of the big reasons why we took away the sweeps. It was unsafe.
Might fall on
because of the mats. You fall on your head, And so I messaged Mike Sawyer because he always, he always gets in the discussions whenever he's tagged, and he always sends out a lengthy, well thought out response. So I figured, let me reach out to him and see what kind of responses I can get from him. And I asked him if we would ever see sweeping in ISKA or in NASCA here in America. And I was met with a probably not. Due to safety, and not because of the every time it happens and nobody gets hurt, but because in America the one time it does happen and somebody does reach down and break their arm, or somebody does fall on their neck and get severely hurt, then it's going to be the end for everybody. Just at the end of the day, in America, as a sue happy society as we are, more than likely that's in for safety, it's probably not going to happen.
I think that's bad logic. No, I do. I think that's bad logic on his part of why he's saying that, of why it's not going to be there. Because that same logic can be applied to everything that comes with fighting. It'd be the one time somebody get popped and put into a concussion that somebody can turn around and sue.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's bad logic about why they wouldn't.
I agree with you on this one.
Yeah,
100%.
Like, yeah.
But I just wanted to see, if I could get a reach out, and I did. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's I'm not a fan of that.
I want sweeps.
I do want sweeps. I do want sweeps.
Base leg sweeps, front leg sweeps.
Yeah.
Sweep them all the way.
Yeah, that should be 1 point. You get swept off your feet. That should be 1 point.
At least one.
Yeah, that's it. Flat out.
I mean, if a body kick is 2, you get swept.
I mean, yeah, that's
just saying. Equalizer, the great equalizer.
That's 2 points. 2 points for a kick. 2 points for a sweep.
Right.
Yo,
If I get you off the base leg and you hit your bottom or both hands, because if we're talking rules, one hand on the ground is perfectly fine to throw kicks with one hand on the ground, spin kicks and all that jazz, fall away hook kicks.
I still don't understand why y'all still talking about this though. But go ahead.
But 2 hands on the ground is down, so you get swept and bumped and you fell backwards and put 2 hands down on the ground to hold yourself up. That's still a sweep.
Wait, what? You said somebody is kicking and they put both hands on the ground. That's technically a sweep.
No. If you sweep somebody instead of like hitting your butt, like I was clarifying.
Okay.
Difference. If you hit your butt, it's 2 points. But same thing. If you catch yourself and you hit, hold yourself up in like a little crab walk position, not actually touch your butt, that still counts as a sweep.
Oh yes, definitely. If you're both of your hands on the ground, I did. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if we talked this far into sweeps. What about inside sweeps?
I love all sweeps.
Okay. I'm all about that life.
Yeah, I actually love all sweeps. Make them do the split.
Backside,
yeah, make them do the split. Wham!
They catch him with something on the way down. Boom!
Now we following up though. Man, we allowing follow-ups, and are we allowing them to go to the head?
PKA follow-ups. If you hit to the head before that knee hits, I think that's great. Mm-hmm. If I sweep you and you're on the way down and nothing touches before I hit you, that counts. Mm-hmm. Absolutely counts. Hand or foot.
What about
ground fighting?
No, throws. Yeah, what about throws, people? Yeah, we like the sweeps.
I want to bring everything.
I'm just asking, can you imagine Cam just launching somebody,
rock bottoming somebody? Yes. Somebody tries to blitz or like throw one of them rich hands and slip underneath it.
Yo, let him have it. Boom, throwing them to the ground. Like, yo.
Oh no!
That would be
I used to fight AAU when USNKF was and all that. And like I said, we did the throws. We were allowed to throw and sweep and grab and But with the gloves that we have nowadays, that doesn't lend for that. I mean, technically, I think I was gonna look this up and I didn't do it. And I'm bad research on my part, but I think you're still actually allowed to grab for 1 second and score. So I was like,
probably
that was one of the arguments somebody Angel was making about fighting in a t-shirt versus a gi top, and I was like,
oh, they can't grab you if you're fighting in a t-shirt.
Yeah. I was like, first off, it's a uniform, so you wear your uniform. Like, put on a uniform, don't wear a t-shirt.
Well,
if you want to be professional, you want to look professional, then you were asking judges to dress in an attire. Come on, man, you can't be out there in a t-shirt.
That's an interesting concept.
Or then we fight in pants and a t-shirt, and then that's a sponsored t-shirt, but that's the league thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of got to be like we argue about the regulations and stuff. That's how you get. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind.
Stop it, sir.
I know.
But yeah, so the sweeps,
I'm all about the sweep life. I'm not in what we do and how fast that we do it now. Sweeps can play a very, very intricate part in what we do. The grabbing and throwing, because it's at such a quick pace, I don't think that would be as beneficial of an addition in. So I would probably be throws out, sweeps in, 1-point body kicks.
1-point body kicks, sweeps are 1 point then?
Yes.
1-point sweeps. You said throws are out?
Those would be out.
Throws are out. Follow hitting. Ground fighting. Is ground fighting in?
Ground fighting would be out.
Ground fighting would be out. This is the Chris Walker League, people.
We would have a grappling division.
Open hand pads.
Like Macho Warriors?
Yeah. Are they in or are they out?
Those are legal.
Those are legal.
Those are legal, my guy.
Legal. Kung Fu grip hand pads.
Jeet Kune Do gloves?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Those are out.
Not legal. No, they're not legal. Listen, I go with the 80% of karate schools. 80% of karate schools still use the Macho Dyna. The Warrior, the Asian World, the Lightning, the Century. They use that type of gear in their karate school. I don't want to exclude 80% of the karate population, even though 0.5% of the karate population does tournaments. But I don't want to exclude a high number of people for pads, unless next episode.
Yes.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That is a good answer. That is a very logical answer.
but yeah, no, absolutely. Finger gloves are okay. Now you got fingernails that you out.
How you gonna police everybody's fingernails? What you gonna do with women? You gonna tell women how they can and can't wear their nails, Chris?
In competition for safety of competitors, yes. Absolutely.
You can have
now. I would say you can have your nails, but you have to go with the gloves that cover the nails because you don't want to stab them. You don't want to puncture your own hand by gripping down and making a fist. If you are grabbing, it's a safety concern. You don't have to cut your nails. I'm not telling you how to wear and what kind of fashion to be. I'm just telling you to cover them up, so it's the safety thing.
What about those women with those really, really long claws?
If you can put them in a glove, if you want to go get a 10-ounce boxing glove and you can curl them around in one of them big old boxing gloves, you are more than allowed to compete. I'm cool with you in that. But no. How does Europe do it? Every match. Nah,
we talking about how they check everybody's gears and stuff like that?
They check your gear. They check your nails. They check if you have everything. It takes 5 to 10 seconds to do that before every match.
That is true.
Hands, head, feet, or you can start feet, shins, cup, hands, head, mouthpiece, and the ring
check. And then you go.
Because they listen, they
will check your groin.
Or in a heartbeat. They don't care.
Well, yeah, that is European.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what else we got to talk about? Because look, people, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It is very slow right now.
It's slow in the karate world right now.
Hey, let me ask you this: how many winter camps are there?
I know of at least 1, 2, 3, 4.
Name them.
3. TTK.
Yes.
Amerikick.
Okay.
Liker and them are top 10, whatever it is. They do one. I don't know who's doing the camp. I just know they've done them before, and it used to be Amerikick camp. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't Jesse Ray always do one?
He's not doing one this year.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I know he's doing TTKs, but I know he used to always have one here, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing one here in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I don't think so. No, I don't know of any other camps. Major camps.
I think AKA is doing one.
Oh, okay.
They're doing one.
Forms camp.
Forms. I would assume it's a forms camp.
Forms of weapons. Tricking.
Yeah, and then what's the one that's in Memphis or Tennessee? Because Jackson is doing that one there also. It's another one in Tennessee that they're doing. I think Jackson and Reed are doing it.
Probably Competitive Edge then.
Okay.
It's at It's probably at Jason Warren's school. The Presley's, Jackson.
Okay.
I would imagine that would be it. If it's in Tennessee, it would be through
it's
Jason
in Tennessee.
Warren. Yeah, it would be
supposed
through
to be
Jason and them. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, yeah. I know Jackson was supposed to be doing TCK, and I guess he's coming down after that to do the other one. So I was like, oh, all right. So it's I had never heard of winter camps until now.
It's like Johnny's been doing it since like 08, 09 maybe.
Yeah. So he was the first one I heard about doing it. And then it just kind of became a thing.
Well, Reggie Perry did that camp.
Right. You told me
that was the first major camp like that I have ever seen. Like they had gotten like this sports complex in Massachusetts, and they had dorms, and they had like the who's and what's of everybody's there. Reggie Perry's All-Star Karate Camp or something like that. I think it was something like that. But it was dope. That was the first one, and then Johnny's been doing it, and nobody's really touching that though.
Yeah,
ain't nobody touching that. Though.
Yeah, his is grown.
Man, listen, he used to do it at the dojo, and then now he's renting out gyms. It's huge.
Yeah, his is turned. I've never gone.
I've been to 2.
Did you stay the whole time, or did you just go to? Okay.
Yeah.
I know some people.
It's rough for me now, though. I wanted to do it last year, and I was going to. I even talked to him about it, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, you flaked out." Like I got wife and 2 kids, like a business, and I flaked out, bro. Like what you want me to say? Like I could give you my reasons, but reasons, excuses only satisfy those who make them. So, like,
oh really? Yeah. Oh, all right, dropping jewels over here. Okay,
I mean,
all right.
But yeah, so like no, but I want to go this year. Shoot, again, but family concerns. Like this year's gonna be dope. Like this year is dope. You got the Europeans.
Yep.
The Young Guns.
Yep.
Legends.
Yep.
Transition into full contact.
Yep.
Forms fighting weapons and chocolatas. So chocolatas. Between Joey Castro and Rashad Eugene, you see them doing the flip platforms?
No.
Oh, come on, guy. Between them two knuckleheads, that's gonna be dope.
Oh wow. All right, let me call.
Oh.
See if we can get this all-star on the line.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Carlos Tearney. This is Travis and Chris.
What's up, Los?
what's up, brothers? How you fellas doing?
We're doing great,
good.
Man. Doing real good.
Oh man, listen, I got two of my brothers out here, man.
Oh, you know it.
I know, right? That's how I was like, let me call somebody.
Yo, you know what, Travis? Before we get started, man.
Are we live? So you recording? So go ahead.
When you told me that you wanted to do this, I was like, hold up, Trav and Chris. You know how many experiences and the years I got with both of y'all?
Yeah.
But it's like two different times. Like it's two
Yep.
different times, but it's like the connection and the times that we spent together. Just you could never replace that, man. That's so priceless, brother. But all right, so let's go. What we got? What we talking about?
We don't know. It's that dead time of the year. It's like, yo, it's not really much to talk about. But I'm like, all right, you know what? But I have to figure out something. You've been doing something recently, and I've been trying. I haven't talked to you about what it is, like the Champions thing that you're doing, because you had like clothing lines. You got a lot of stuff going on, man. So, I was like, what is actually happening?
No. So my school is called Champions. So that's my school. That's my main thing, right? So then I have a clothing line that I started. It's called Never Stop Believing.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's kind of just the brand, man. Just kind of like a movement, a lifestyle, something that we all have had moments of doubt. So this is something to kind of remind us, to keep striving for what we want to accomplish and keep pushing for our goals. We wear Nike, we wear Tommy Hilfiger, we wear Adidas, we wear all this other stuff. But what does it really mean to us besides like the status behind it? So I wanted to have something that someone can wear and kind of feel like it means something to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like it means like that NSB means I'm going to keep striving, keep pushing, I'm going to keep driving. And then when you see the shirt on someone else, it's like Never Stop Believing. It's so funny because every time I rock a brand or I rock a shirt, someone will see it like, you know what? You're right. I'm never going to stop believing. It's like I'm talking to them when they see the shirt. So that was kind of the goal behind the brand there, man, and getting that going.
So you turning into a motivational speaker is what you're saying?
Listen, but we've been doing this all our life, though, brother. You know what I mean? Like think about all the people, all the students, all the people that we kind of impact. So again, I'm just kind of, I hope I'm not going off the cuff, but I'm trying to reach the people outside of this martial arts thing that we do, because there's only a small number of people that we can reach in this circle, right? So if I feel that my ability to impact people and to have an impact on someone's life, I have to come up with something that can create that anybody can be a part of, and you don't have to be a part of martial arts, it's just part of just the everyday life. Just like I said, like you go and you buy Nike, you buy Under Armour, you buy all these other clothing lines. Why not buy something that has some meaning behind it, that inspires you to continue to be great and to be the best that you can be?
So let me ask you this. How right? So when you, because the name is dope. So were you sitting there like one night at the karate school, just sitting around drinking a Miller Lite or something, and it was like, you know what? It's Never Stop Believing.
You said a Miller Lite though.
Hey man,
I'm over here dying, Los. Like,
hey, we gonna get to some of your Thanksgiving posts that you made, man.
We don't drink no milk.
Dude,
drink Miller Lite.
Look, okay, first, all right, let's get to the man. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. You put up that, you tell me, like, don't put that stuff on my plate. I don't want to see no cranberries, no stuff that look like. I was like, wait, what? You don't like cranberry sauce? Then he was like, if you don't give me anything, don't give me no what is it? Don't give me no potato pie, no pumpkin pie. I was like, wait, what?
No,
what are you doing?
So listen. So everybody took that out of context, man. Everybody. So I said, don't give me no sweet potato pie, no pumpkin pie without my Cool Whip. So everybody missed that part.
Hey,
they
man.
missed the whole, you got to have the Cool Whip with it. Don't give me no Ready Whip. Don't give me no hand.
I thought you said there was only one pie, and that's apple pie.
Nah, man, nah. But my favorite pie though, my favorite pie. If you're gonna say, all these pies, which one would you, I'm gonna take the apple pie. If I'm gonna have the apple pie, put my Cool Whip on the apple pie. Don't put no ice cream on it. I don't want no ice cream, apple pie, a la mode.
No.
Give me my Cool Whip. Give me my spoon so I can scoop it out the tub and put it on top of my apple pie.
Chris?
Nah, you gotta have the ice cream on there. Oh,
nah, bro.
Hot, nice, warm Dutch apple pie with the cinnamon, and then you scoop some vanilla ice cream on it, and you put some caramel sauce on it. Man, listen right now.
Nah, then your ice cream be all melting and shit. Nah,
that's
man,
right.
Nah,
it's a hot and a cold.
But nah, doing all that. Listen, no, that was. But the mincemeat pie, I'm not gonna eat no mincemeat pie. Like I
okay.
Pie. I ain't eat none of that. No.
All right, no mincemeat pie.
So then Derek come out like, oh, you about to lose your black card because you don't like no pumpkin pie, no sweet potato pie, no pumpkin pie. Like, man, you ain't even hear the whole conversation. Go back and listen to it again.
When I heard that, I was like, did he just say? Then he said no cranberry sauce. What is happening?
I should have slowed down what I was saying.
You need cranberry sauce. And you need sweet potato pie.
Let people know.
You can keep your pumpkin pie though.
Huh?
So you can keep your pumpkin pie. I take sweet potato pie all day.
Yeah, I take sweet potato pie.
So the NSB thing, though, it's something I've been doing for quite a while. It's always been like in the back of my head to have. I had did this multi-level marketing thing I was doing too, and like my brand at that time was then NSB. So this is like 8-9 years ago. So I've always kind of had this thing with this, the Never Stop Believing and the NSB thing. It's always been there. I couldn't find the right avenue to bring it out. So, me and Raymond, we went to this 10X conference that was ran by Grant Cardone. It was super dope, man. It was like 35,000 people in the Marlins Stadium, Miami. Crazy dope. But like when we got there, it just started helping me think of other ways that I could impact people, but also bring a stream of income coming in too. And that's kind of how I put it all together.
Was that recently? Because I saw you and Ray were together doing something. Did you just go out? No, you just went out to Cali.
Yeah, I just went out to Cali. So we haven't announced yet, but it's coming together where, we're gonna be working together with some stuff with the NSB kind of together. So that's why I was kind of out there. We're putting some final touches on some things we're trying to do for 2010 or 2020 rather.
Excuse me, I'm about
2010.
Yeah, I mean 2020. My bad,
bro.
2020.
Like, jeez,
all right. We've been rocking since then, but like, dang.
Like, jeez, all right.
What you brothers up to though, man? What y'all doing? Y'all getting it in together? Like, what you up, Travis? I see you doing your music and everything, bro. You still doing that?
I'm still doing it. My goal for 2020 is to rock an open mic night. Sometime in 2020. I'm working on a song, working on a Luther song. Hey, I'm out there. I'm about to be boy.
He said Luther.
Yeah, Luther. I'm about to
Luther,
be.
Luther.
I'm
big
yeah,
Luther,
man.
small Luther.
That's what's up.
Small Luther. It's small Luther.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you doing the sax with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the sax. Yep. I'm gonna do a live show. See if I can. Never mind.
And what made you decide to get into that? Is that something you always kind of been into? I know
like back when I was a kid, this is gonna be funny. It was Bill Clinton going on Arsenio Hall show. And I just remember all the women talking about, oh my God, he's cute now. He's sexy.
You said Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton.
Well, he went on there and played that sax.
Yes, he was playing the sax.
On,
women were acting crazy.
You know what's crazy though? I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody remember that.
And that's what trips me out. Like, so I always wanted to learn how to play the sax. So I told my mom when I was young, I was like, I want to play the sax. She was like, all right, we're going to put you in a music class. They were like, we don't have a saxophone, so you can learn how to play the piano. I said, no. I don't want to play no piano. I want to play the saxophone. So I quit. And then years later, it was like once I had my jaw broken, I was just kind of sitting there and I needed to do something because I was like, man, I got to do something. I'm just going to work and coming home. I need to do something. I can't work out. I can't really do anything. So I said, I had this little figurine of a saxophone, and it was just sitting there, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go learn how to play the sax, and I'm just gonna keep it quiet and just play it.
I keep talking to my wife. I want to learn how to play piano because I personally think the piano is just dope, and I just think it's just like. And then I saw, you ever seen the movie La La Land?
No, I never watched it.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
La La Land, the dude played the piano, and like, the shit is just dope. Like, it's just, Like he like in a restaurant or whatever, just playing the piano. People just kind of like just enjoying themselves, and he just in his own thing. And then what was that other show that just came out? The Green, what was it? The Green Card or something like that? Greenhouse, the Green Book. The dude played
Oh
piano.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm not for the other stuff that he was doing, but the piano part was pretty fucking dope. You know what I mean? But so that was like that. That's something that like so when you got to the music sax, like man, I always wanted to kind of play piano. So I follow you on that. That's pretty.
You
dope.
know who else wanted to play the piano and he won't do it?
Who?
My uncle.
Really?
He wanted to learn how to play the piano. And he told me, I was like, well, go do it. He's like, nah, I'm too old. I'm like, no, you're not. Just do it. Like,
you ain't ever too old.
Yeah, I'm like, just go ahead and do it. You got time for it. You can just go ahead and find some time to do it. And because
my biggest problem when I was like in school trying to like do music stuff, I couldn't really. I didn't have patience to read notes.
Oh, well, see, that's the dope thing about how I'm learning. I'm not learning. I mean, I learned how to read the notes, but I'm like hooked on phonics. Somebody trying to learn how to read, and it's just like it's like really slow. And that's how I read music. So I don't. My instructor, he was like, "Nah, you're not gonna really need to learn how to read music. You just need to learn to develop your ear and hear stuff and learn the intervals." So that's really where I'm working on. So a lot of people ask me like, "Can you play something?" I'm like, "Not really," because I'm trying to learn how to learn. Because like hearing somebody's voice sing something and hearing a note be played, it sounds the same, but you can't pick up on it right away because each person their voice is different. Right. And so it makes it a little bit harder to just play it by ear for it. But if you hear somebody playing an instrument, it's a little bit easier to know what they're playing and duplicate it.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, like I always felt like I was good at like creating music, just kind of like, you know, how we used to beat on the tables and all stuff like that, or like I can get a keyboard, just kind of like just create a tune. I couldn't tell you what the hell tune I was creating, but it sounded kind of dope to me. Like, you know what I mean? Or like, you know what I mean? I can hear a song and kind of play along with the song type of thing. But having to read the music, that just wasn't. That was never my thing.
Chris wants to learn how to play the kazoo.
The what? The what? Listen, man, if you don't get your weenie whistle playing stuff out of here, man, ain't nobody talking to you about playing no kazoo.
Not crazy.
I want to play the piano too.
So are y'all like sitting together right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
We in Chris's school.
We at the dojo right now, just kicking it.
Okay.
We do it every week. Just our 30th episode actually of the podcast, and then we just this is it. Like we find different stuff we talk about. Let's just find some controversial topic and have Carlos weigh in on it.
You know I don't do controversial stuff.
I should mess with it.
Don't be drawing me.
Draw you into something that somebody said on. Did anybody do anything lately over this year? What has been like a story from this year that really got people talking or just?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to think about. Like,
y'all listen. Y'all keep up on it more than I do. Like I come through every once in a while. I see the stuff, and then I see y'all little.
Hard late shots.
we gotta have a conversation about this one.
Yeah, like we're gonna talk about this one. What the heck were they thinking? Like this bad judging. Let me ask you this: what was your like? Do you have a bad judging story?
Do I have a bad judging story?
Yeah, like somebody. You don't have to say who it is, but it's like, oh, that was just horrible.
I'll say like that I actually seen or that I
either one
part of.
Either one.
I've probably seen more than I allowed myself to pay attention to what I was a part of. You get what I'm saying? I felt like anytime I was in a situation that didn't go the way that it should have went is ideally on me. I you know how they always say you shouldn't leave in the judge's hands. Although in some situations, in some circumstances, you have no choice because they're the judges, right? So they're gonna do what they feel is best. But I always felt like when I had a situation that didn't go my way, that it was because I did something incorrect or I didn't make it, relevant enough, or I didn't do it the way that all the judges were able to kind of come to me. I never seen it like blatant where like, maybe I hit somebody just clean, they just didn't call it. Mm-hmm. Or like, something like that may have happened, but I didn't think of it as like, they just bad judges. Like I need to make it cleaner. But I have seen blatant judging on other people. You know what I mean? Like my thing was always like, just because somebody shoot doesn't mean they scored.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just because a person went forward doesn't necessarily mean they hit the target. You gotta actually see them hit the target. You know what I mean? Or so stuff like that used to kind of like, I see that more just kind of on the outside as a competitor, outside coach, whatever, on the outside than myself going through it myself. And I guess, like I said, I've been through it too. You know, I remember there's times where I'll be fighting someone is like the person like never actually touched me, but because they came forward, they were like, "Oh, point." And it's like, dude, like.
Have you ever argued with a ref?
Trap, have I ever argued with a ref?
I ain't seen every fight.
All the years you know me, have I ever like argued with a ref? Never.
I ain't know,
nah, bro. That's not.
You
that's
lost
not
your
my
cool
MO,
one day and just like, you know what?
Nah. That's not my.
Nah,
that's
that's
never been my MO, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Ultimately, like I said, I have to do my part. You know what I mean? Like, we have to do our part.
That next point in the chest real hard.
There is no question.
Yeah.
And when we don't, like, again, I say somebody came forward at me and I didn't feel they hit me, but they shot it at me. Why am I just sitting there for them to be able to do that?
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like, why was I in a position where I was able to counter, move, or do whatever, as opposed to getting caught in that situation where now they got this point and now I'm trying to get it back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So although I'm not happy that they called the point for that person because I didn't feel they hit me, I still shouldn't have been in that situation. That's kind of how I look at it. So I never got. That wasn't me.
All right, Chris.
I've seen people do it.
You've seen people what?
What, argue with refs?
Yeah, argue with refs.
Oh yeah.
You just stood behind me once or twice, told me to shut up.
That's a strong possibility, Seawalk. That's a strong possibility.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I was
get refocused, man.
Yeah.
But think about it though. Sometimes we do when you start going at the refs. No,
every time. Don't say sometimes. Every time when you turn your avenue away from the fight itself and go to a judge, go to a fan, go into yourself. Too much time into your coach, you have lost your mental rhythm in the fight.
Yeah. Just, you know what I mean? Ultimately, like I look at, here's life, right? This is what I always say, like, point fighting is fighting. It's just you got to understand the two. So ultimately, you're in a situation where whether it's going your way or it's not going your way, you got to figure that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we want our coaches, we want our team, we want people to give us, advice and that. But shit, when we ain't in the arena and we out in the street, we in the parking lot, we got to figure this shit out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so we ain't gonna have no judge. The judge is how we get through what we got to do. We the one that's gonna determine the outcome of that. So when you're in a situation as far as point fighting, things like that, and we're doing our fights and we're arguing with the refs, now my focus no longer on what's happening. Yep. I'm gonna make the ref even more mad. Who's gonna continue to like ignore me and go the other way or not call anything my way?
True.
Yep. And what did that change?
Yep.
Nothing.
Nada.
I never got into that, man. Honestly, I'll be honest. Like, Coach was always like that too. I never seen Rich really get like flamboyant, angry. Like, you know what I mean? He's always like, you know what? We're gonna figure this shit out. We're gonna focus and get it right.
Yep.
Make the right adjustment.
Another question, Los.
Mm-hmm.
What was I guess the tournament you had like the most success or fun at?
Oh man, there's been so many. I don't like fun
that you could probably talk about. I don't want you to.
Yeah. No. It's never done like that, bro. You know that. But like, you mean like fun, like fighting, competing wise, or fun like just being with my people?
I guess. I guess both. A combination, like just competing with that. You might have been like, yo, I've just always killed it here, or you just every time you went there, you just had a memorable time.
Oh man, I think there's been so many. Like, probably some of our big like rivalry like team fights that we had. You know what I mean? Like some of those was like us and CJB. You know what I mean? Like those are like classic battles, man. And like just going like, you mean having our two teams out there and we like eliminating all the way up to, you know what I mean? Like one of us get eliminated by CJB and then the other one got to fight that CJB team. It was just like, that energy was always dope. And then like, with the All-Star time, man, it's just probably when we went to Belgium.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say Belgium.
It was me, Seawalk, I think it was you, it was me, you, Robbie, and like maybe two others. And it wasn't like Ray and Jack and everybody else. It was just us.
Yeah, it was.
And man, we went over there and we rolled hard. And we went hard at
Joey G.
And it was like that shit was dope as hell. Like,
yeah, we had a blast.
Joey G was on it?
No, Joey G wasn't on All Stars, but Joey G went over to Belgium with us.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't remember if that was the year where Carlos.
That was probably one of my one of my most enjoyable experiences because
somebody just put that
fight
one of your fights from Belgium up.
Was that when he fought?
Yeah.
Fought Harold. Harold. Yeah.
But again, it was a whole different experience for me, and it was like we was just there. Like it was almost like we was kind of like the renegades because we didn't have the horses with us.
Yeah, we was
you
definitely.
Get what I'm saying?
We was definitely.
We still came and we made our mark and we made we made people know that you got to deal with us. Like you got to deal with us no matter what, and we bringing it. So
any one of us.
Yeah, so that was those are probably my 2 times, man, just experiences throughout my career that I enjoyed the most. And obviously, our relationships that we built over the years too, have always been great too. You know what I mean? So I can't really pinpoint one or 2 events that like really stood out to me the most. You get what I'm saying? Trav, does that answer your question, or was that too much?
No. I mean, you said Belgium, so right there, it took it there. But did you have a tournament you just hated? For any reason, like every time I come here, the bed ain't made, and I hate the maids or something like that. But it's just whatever the reason, it's just like you just didn't like that tournament.
No, there wasn't really any tournament because for me it wasn't about the event. It was about the competition. So it wasn't like I didn't care about the arena. This is like a bad arena. That's a good arena. It was more like the competition, and then who I was riding with.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I never really paid attention to that type of stuff. Like, oh, this tournament sucks. I don't ever want to come back to this one, because it wasn't about that. It was about what we doing, like who we fighting against, who we competing against, who I'm fighting against. You know what I mean? Then like who I'm riding with. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that was more or less how I've always took tournament experiences. But there wasn't ever one that I was just like, oh, I don't ever want to come back to this event. It never was like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I probably a horrible interview, man.
No, that's good. No, because people need to hear this kind of perspective.
Man, I hated the Diamonds.
I thought you were saying I hated going down to New Orleans.
I hated the Bluegrass.
Was it Slugfest?
No, man, that was booked. No,
I thought you was about to say you hated being on what's it called Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Nah, I didn't hate that.
He said, "Nah, I didn't hate that." Shoot, I
was thinking about
bro,
I'll be honest, like
tournament this year anyway.
Event, though, I didn't hate that event, but my sister died while I was there.
Really?
So yeah, she got stabbed in LA. I think it was like Saturday night or something like that. So like that next day when I came home, I had to come home and deal with that. But so as far as that event goes, great event. Of course,
brings back bad
Bourbon
memories.
Street, but still that later on that night, I got that tragic information that my sister got killed. So it's kind of like, kind of took all the wind out of everything that we had coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been back since then, honestly.
I know I haven't, which is crazy that I know I haven't been there, and being
you're not that far from there.
Yeah, like 6 hour drive, so like a little hour flight. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not far from it. I haven't been. I haven't.
Have you? Wait, so let me ask some questions.
All right, go ahead.
What was your event, Trav? Your spot.
Did I hate it?
You said, you know what? This was I loved every moment about this event. Go.
Loved every moment about this event. I would have to say it's really weird. I would have to say that it was Miami. It was Pan Am's. I didn't go that often, but whenever I did go to Pan Am's, you know what I'm gonna take that back. But Pan Am's was one, but it was because I would always be able to go down there and then see my family, my mom's side of the family. So I would always get to be with my family at that point, and I would fight well.
So when you speak about, it's not the actual tournament itself; it's what's involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's everything that is encompassed.
And as far as the tournament goes, I would say it was Larry Tankson's event.
Okay.
Just simply because of the rivalry between Detroit and Chicago.
Yeah.
So whenever I would go, as soon as we would walk into the tournament, Butcher would be screaming Chi-Town, and we just start screaming Detroit, and then it just big old like chant face off basically. One side screaming Detroit, other side screaming Chi-Town, and that energy was just crazy. So
yeah. I see video. I think the video was you fighting, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me fighting Butcher, actually. Yeah. It was me fighting Butcher at the AKAs.
At
the AKAs that one year, which was crazy. Like they literally had to stop the tournament and pulled the judges out of there and switched the judges out because the judges were screaming Chi-Town. So my uncle was like, nah, y'all got to get out of here. Like that's not about to happen. They stopped it a couple times because they were worried about how close everything was and everybody, how that energy was. And I think Russo was kind of worried and stuff like that. But it was just what it was. And I ended up winning that division and then lost in Grands. And that year, my uncle beat Jason for the Grands. Which was crazy. Like that he won AKs, beat Jason. I think that was Jason's second year because that was our second year. Up in adults, and so he beat Jason, which was crazy. I was mad because I was like, man, he shouldn't be fighting. Jason should be fighting. It's like I was supposed to be up there winning this thing. Like, nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that so that one I would say Tank's tournament would be.
How about you, Chris?
Man, I don't even know. I always liked Ireland, but experience did well. I hate, but I always did well at the U.S. Open.
I know, right?
Listen, I always
I did well there.
I was always I'm always in the final
tournament.
2, 3, and I was always in the final 3 at the Open because we fought it down light, middle, and heavy. So I'm always down in the final 3, losing either Raymond or Jason at the Open. But I hate that tournament, so I can't say that's my favorite tournament. Like I did well, but I hate that tournament.
Yeah,
but I like it. But you know what I mean? It's just the Open.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I always did really well at New England Open, though.
You say you always did really well in what?
At New England Open.
I didn't fight there that much. Yeah, I didn't really. Wait, Los, are you officially retired?
What does that mean?
Exactly.
That means you're never gonna fight at a karate tournament again.
That's what it means. Fight with my boy one day.
I can't say that, man. Like I was like I still consider myself. I'm still a part of the All-Star, but I'm not. Like I don't want to take away any sponsorship or any type of money that these guys have because I'm not fully vested in competition. So I still compete. Like I rock with the League of Angels, so they'll have me come out a couple events, things like that. So I'll pop out every once in a while. It's kind of like it's really now for me. I'm at a point now, Trav, where I will go to events that I haven't been to before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't really want to do the diamonds again. I don't really want to do the battle. I'll do the battle because I haven't done that often. I think I only did that once. And then one year I did get hurt. So I wouldn't mind doing a battle. But it's not really events that I like, oh, I want to go to this event or I love this event so much I want to go. I don't want to be that guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be the one that's at all the events. Not knocking anybody. That's just what they do. That's part of the culture of who they are. But I want to go to events so I can have a different experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to travel. I've never been to like Guatemala or anything like that. I wouldn't mind going to events down there or some Venezuela type events. I had the opportunity to go overseas and fight in Ireland. I would love to go to Italy and fight at the best champion and go to fight at the Austrian Open. Just something just different experiences type stuff. Yes, as I'm getting older. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you watch people fight, do you get like antsy?
Oh, bro, all the time, man.
Yeah, God.
Oh, listen. So it's funny that you said that because when I fought compete last year. I wanted to compete. I did the 40 and over because that's where I'm at now.
I turned 40 next year.
Yeah, so I did that, and it's funny. After I did it, Raymond called me and was like, "Lowe's, you cheating?" So what you talking about? I was like, "Man, I'm 40. I'm 43 years old. Like, I'm old, nigga. What you talking about? I was out here just for shits and giggles, like just having fun. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to work like that." He's like, "Nah, but you cheating, Los. Like, you should be still fighting the 18 plus." I'm like, I don't know. Trav, I'm looking at him like, oh no, Ray,
okay,
you can fight 18 plus.
You're right. I could go down to 30-39.
I can do maybe 30-39. Yeah,
30-39.
So I was like, but then I watch some of the competition stuff. I'm like, all right, well, like really, ultimately, like the real hitters in there is Anthony. I'm not sure where Avery fights at. He's
light heavy.
He's either light or super heavy, one of those two.
Yeah, he's light heavy.
So I was like, I could probably go and just, mix it up with these guys a little bit. And
there's one person in there
say again?
The Beast is still down there though.
The hitter is in there.
The who?
The Beast.
Who's that?
Cam? Yeah.
Oh, he's in the super heavy?
Yeah. You seen Cam?
I mean, like, again,
Cam ain't been under 200 pounds since he was like 16.
But again, I mean, I never obviously fought Cam or anything like that. But again, I look at like, well, you know, these kids, these. But again, this is what I'm talking. This is what I'm saying, right? Like, shit, I'm 43. Like, you mean this dude 22, 23 years old. So
yeah, they that young. I gotta prove everything. I
The
do
young
like,
Thundercats.
yeah. But you know, I'll be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like these guys, they're all like crazy skilled. And like Cam, I use Cam as an example. Cam has like that old school type fighter in him.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So it's like when I go fight him, that's like me fighting Damon or me fighting Brian Roos.
I'm glad you said Damon because
like,
he's
like
fights.
these type dudes. Like, so it's like it's a different mindset when you go and you face somebody like him. And then the same thing when you get finished fighting someone like him, you go to someone like Avery. That's a different type of.
You got to switch.
It's different.
Yeah. That's a big switch.
But you're only talking to two people.
Yeah, that's.
I can have fun with everybody else. I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, I don't ever go to compete to lose. But I mean,
what? Yeah,
I'm not. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you. I mean, because 2 years ago I was fighting. Like I actually fought like the whole year, so it was like, all right, there's a couple people that you know that I got to look out for. Everybody else, I think I'm gonna take. Like this is what it is.
I can move around. I can still manage my way through. So I mean, like I said, I'm still. I don't want to say I'm retired.
But isn't your whole team basically semi-retired? Isn't your whole team basically semi-retired when you think about it? With the exception of Elijah and Kevin.
Well,
Jack and Robbie.
I mean, Jack still competes. Robbie still competes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just when we get everyone together. Like right now, it's like you said, those are the horses right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, and for myself, for Chris, for Ray, you know, I'm not even sure what's up with what's the other dude name there? What's the kid from Minnesota?
Ross.
Is Ross from Minnesota? I always thought he was Chicago for some reason.
I thought he was like Chicago or something.
Oh, I don't know, man, but whatever.
I
know he rocks NK.
Yeah,
Ross
Cook.
NK.
I know he's like in Europe somewhere, right?
He's in Ireland, I think, still trying to be or finishing up being a doctor. Last I knew, he was in Dublin being a doctor.
He went to Ireland to be a doctor?
Yeah, man.
Why go over there to be a doctor? Why can't he do it here?
I don't know. Maybe scholarships. Maybe wanted to get
like
away from
foreign
the country.
exchange type student type thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't really.
I mean, more power to him. I never like even when he was rocking with us, I never really like talked to him. Like you know what I mean, so it was like right. You know, obviously Trevor will pop up every once in a while. Like you know what I mean, so
yeah.
Everyone's going to Ireland. I'm not gonna be able to go because I'm going to a business event the weekend after.
Yeah.
But all those guys are going over to Ireland, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as far as right now, but then what's the pool like? What's the pool you're gonna pull from right now? Like,
well, that's exactly. We've had this conversation.
Yeah, we've had this one many times. It's like it's the same thing.
I don't know. As I was saying, like when it comes to impacts, All Stars, JPM, who else? I'm like, I was like, who are they going to?
Up.
Yeah, straight up. I'm like, who are they going to pull? Like,
where are you pulling from? Like, you mean like where are you going to pull from? Like, and you know, I ultimately like even like as with the All Star night, like we never really took people from other teams.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, this is all people that kind of like we kind of saw or like that was seen and kind of was brought into the fold.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like even when we was with SES, it wasn't like we was taking people from other teams. It was like these are people that Rich saw that he brought into the fold.
Yep. I mean, honestly,
like that's how
they got to be grown.
We built. Like,
they have to be homegrown, and we got to find them.
That's how we were built.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I honestly don't. Well, that comes with this. Where I was talking a couple weeks ago, where I was saying like ASG. I think ASG kind of has made it to so many different teams that are quote unquote sponsored by them. That these teams are supposed to be teams. So now you're like, you can't take this person, or you're not supposed to take this person.
Right.
Because they're technically on another team. But if there weren't sponsored, would they really, you be looking at them as if they were a team of, you know, a regular school team. And like you can approach them and say, hey, you want a sponsorship. But now it's just, even though I don't know how much of a sponsorship some of them get, but it is what it is. It's just an interesting,
right.
I don't know. Like,
I
don't know.
It's an interesting dynamic. I mean, but again, look at the pool of fighters though too. Like there's not a big pool of fighters.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, bro. I mean, it's hard to say. There's not a big pool of fighters. Like when we was coming up, like there was a pool of fighters. Like, I mean, there was a pool of fighters.
16, 17 divisions.
If they weren't on the team,
huge.
they were on the cuffs of being on a team.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the time too, you're talking about again, I go SES, JPM, CJB,
mm-hmm.
and who else was besides those three? Really, that was like a really like solid team. SES, CJB.
I guess if you want to throw IDC in there.
IDC. Okay, so 4. Back then it was only 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
And then we folded. So we folded. Then who comes in? Miami Vice kind of came back. I was with them for a little bit. Miami Vice, straight up.
Yeah.
JPM.
I mean,
who else was in? CJB maybe a little bit?
No, that was around the time they left. They went away. In 2005, that's when Brian went to Brian was already at Paul Mitchell, but that's when Damon went over to Paul Mitchell, and I think Trevor went over to Paul Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think that was like 2003 because I think that was around the time they did that exodus where they split off from Paul Mitchell and JPM. So I think CJB had closed down or whatever the case may be, like around 2003,
no, that was after that when
so then
Jason
the
came
All
over to
Stars
us.
came around. So then
Jason
at that time you had the All Stars, you had JPM.
Yep, that's 05, 06.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else?
I think that's around the time Wazoo
came back. Circle.
Yep. Wazoo came around.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next was Impex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it wasn't as many teams as it is now.
Now there's a ton of teams.
It's just so many teams.
Like, man, there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams, brother.
And each one of them has like 2 people on it. Like 2 male
good
adults,
people,
2 who are consistent, who actually go out a lot.
And see the thing
not a lot.
with the era that we came up in though, like SES had 2 squads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like legit squads.
Mm-hmm.
All Stars had 2 legit squads.
Shoot, there were one time we had 3 legit squads.
JPM had 2 legit squads.
Like, JPM at one time had 2 legit squads.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like legit, like straight like bangers. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like now you have a lot of teams, but they don't even have a roster to fill 3 solid spots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let alone
2 teams.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's weird, man. I don't know what the dynamic is or what's actually happening.
I don't think that.
Like we had Tony Young had an event down here. It was packed, right? But there were no black belts. There were no adult black belts besides Sergio and what's the guy's name?
Edgar. Is that
Edgar? Yeah. That was his name? Edgar from United.
There were 2 fighters from 18 to 39.
Yeah, that was it.
That's crazy.
But the crazy thing is when you look at who's living here in Atlanta, like Justin Ortiz, Kevin,
Devin,
Zach, James Poor, they all live here. None of them.
Zayn. Why? But I mean, was there money? What do you think it is? Like,
they just don't show up to local events.
People don't go to local events and regional events anymore.
They do not go to local events.
I think it's the time and era where I'm too good to go to a local event anymore. That's where the people who aren't on teams
I'll be honest,
go.
I'm gonna speak the truth. When I was on my grind and I was riding the way I was riding, I would go to the local event, but I didn't feel me going to the local event like it was fair. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I was at a different level than these guys that are competing. So if I got in there and I started, doing what I do, they have no room to grow.
But they all at the same level. Because with the exception of Kevin and James, and I think Zayn won.
I'm sorry, you're talking about your like that circumference, that circle that you have.
Yeah.
I know when I was coming up here in our area, it really was me and Richie for years. You know what I mean? And then Richie kind of fell off, and then I kind of went and did what I was able to do. So when I would go to a tournament here, there'll be some black belt stuff, but I wouldn't compete because I felt like I was like when I competed, I felt they didn't have any room to grow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because I was such a different level dominant. But like different than what they have though. They all have each other still.
Yes.
Right.
In general, like they could just be like just for shits and giggles, be getting out there and shaking it out with each other just for the fun. Like I don't say for the fun of it, just because.
Right.
Like,
to get better.
To
honestly to get better.
Sharpen.
But that's what's a little weird to me in this area.
Nobody's improving.
Well,
I'm no disrespect to any of them. I think they all are phenomenal athletes. I think they're all doing great things. But I don't see anything different. I don't see any level change.
I don't see a dog. What I mean, but I don't see that person who is
grinding. I'm gonna get it by any means necessary.
Kevin had it for a moment.
Did.
And then I don't know what happened. Like over the last 2 years, something that don't look at me like that. Something happened
that threw off his groove.
That he just didn't. He wasn't the same Kevin. Anyway, and because of that, he hasn't been the same. He hasn't been winning. He hasn't been the same at all. But prior to that, but as far as everybody else, it was just, I don't know, man. Like they just, I don't know. They say they want to win. I guess they train, but I've noticed how they train, and I'm not going to comment on that right now. But I just looked at certain things and just be like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
But let me ask you, do you think as I guess we could say we're the elders or like the OGs, do you feel like we failed them in a way, or do you feel like they didn't see enough of us competing at a level that we competed at?
I think they got.
I know what you're saying.
I think they got pushed to our level.
To me, he's still young, and I feel like he missed some of our best era of competition and fighting. You know what I mean? Like someone like Anthony Merrick's. I feel like he's been doing really well and been very consistent, but I still don't see him like really like taking that next level of just like being that
guy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for as long as he's been doing it, he should be in a place where he should be that dude.
Yeah.
At least for a time in an era. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to deal with who's coming up next. You have to deal with the Kings. You have to deal with the Averys. You have to deal with them. Like, you know what I mean? But like in this era and time, like this is supposed to have been your, you know what I mean? Even like with him and Ross, like him and Ross had a lot of battles.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? But even in those battles, Ross still looked like he was the dominant one in the battle.
Yes.
You know what I mean? No, just and again, and I know everybody can listen to this, and I don't want no whole, so contrary to Lowe's. Don't know anything. I'm speaking just from what I see.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. What you're saying, I agree with you 100%. What you're saying about that.
I hate to say like our era was this, their era was this, because people do that shit all the time. Like every era was better than this era. I'm not gonna get into all that.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at what I see over the time and what I'm seeing from the production and what's happening. Like there's moments where like this talent that this kid has, why are we not able to get him to that next level? You get what I mean? Like,
okay, so let's back up with James. All right, so I watched James, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I looked at my uncle. I said, that one is probably, he's a little different. That one's going to be, he might be the next great lightweight. He may be it. James has gotten to the point where he's splitting himself between his music and karate, and I think the music has stopped his evolution in karate.
But ultimately, I mean, that's fine though, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I think that's why he hasn't.
Honestly, like this little dude, this little dude was a tear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I think I think that's why he hasn't gone to the next level to be the dominant one out of the crew of right now. Yeah, I mean, he just took this year off, and especially he just took this year off.
He just came back for 2 tournaments.
And being the person who took years off and come back and fight, when you are not competing, the other people are training, and they're going to surpass or catch up to you.
Yes,
and I think that's what happened to James. Now to Ant's thing, I don't know. Ant is a very sporadic fighter. Like Ant will be down 10 and then win by 2. You know what I mean? And then he'll blow somebody out the next week. Like he just, it's a mindset from him constantly being focused. I don't know how to get him to be just locked in always when he steps in that ring. But I honestly think that's where his thing now. I don't know. That may be a rep. I don't want to speak on how he's training because I have no idea how he's training, and I always hated when people did that when they did that for me, and they were like, "Oh, you ain't training." I'm like, "Dude, I do 2 workouts a day. I don't know what you're talking about." But it's more so. I think it's a mindset.
I've never seen him like just gas. I never like. It just seems like there's times where he's just not that. Not that dominant dude that he's supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but he fights light.
Heavyweight. Like you gotta
he fights light.
Like,
he fights light though. You know what I mean? Like he's not like a normal or a traditional heavyweight. He fights like a lightweight or a
Yeah, for a bigger kid.
For a bigger guy. Yeah.
Well, because he wasn't always a bigger dude. He was always down. He was down in the light middleweights. He was a lightweight at one point because he fought.
Yeah, but he was probably like 16.
No, he might have been 16.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that for sure. Yeah. But I'll be honest, for me, like as I was coming up, like I always looked at myself as a small. I was always a bigger fighter, but I always looked at myself as like a middleweight. Like I was a light. I feel like I was like, even though I'm fighting in the super heavies and the heavyweight, I still felt like I'm like a middleweight. Like, you know what I mean? I felt like I didn't feel like I was as tall until I like see myself in pictures. Like, oh shit, I'm like that tall, these motherfuckers.
Who yeah. See, I've been saying the same thing. Like, yo, I always like,
long. Like, damn,
both of y'all as tall as all get out. Like, forget both of y'all.
I'm just saying, I don't realize how big I am until I see myself in a picture, and I'm like, yo, I see somebody tall walking by, like, dang, they tall, and then next thing you know, they end up coming by me, and I'm like, oh, I'm like the same height as him.
Same height.
Like, what just happened? Like, all right, that's what people look like.
Yo, I used to feel like I'm fighting. I'm like, damn, I'm like Chris height out here.
Yeah, like what is happening? Like, I'm trying to be too close, like way too close.
Dang.
And honestly, it wasn't until I got I guess older, and I started understanding a little bit more as to how to use my strength, my length, and my body more. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm hitting you now, I'm actually hitting you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've always been, good with my kicks and strong legs and things like that. But when it came to like punching and things like that, I had to change that mindset as I got older. Like, I'm a pretty solid dude. I can hit pretty decent. So that kind of changed for me over the years.
Man, the first time I saw this dude fight.
Shut up.
Man, first time I saw this dude fight, man, I was looking like, who is this and why is his leg kicking way higher than mine? Like, his leg was ridiculous. I didn't fight him. I think I lost in the division to somebody else. Right. I think it was my rookie year. And I lost to somebody in the division, and I can't remember the guy's name, but Carlos ended up having to fight him, right?
Right.
Dude blitzed Los. Los hit him with a sidekick, stopped him mid, and sent him back rolling the other direction. Like he was blitzing forward. Los moving. He went rolling backwards.
Man. You turned my man into a tumbleweed, Los.
Some kid came up to me and was like, man, I would love to have seen you and him fight. And I was like, nah,
we good.
He's not going to kick me like that.
I'm going to hit you with a chair.
Like, yeah, no. No way in the world he gonna kick me like that. But yeah, no. But yeah, as soon as you said that, I always had good kicks in there. I can hit people. Like, yeah, no, dude, you was always hitting people. When I saw that, I was like, that dude is different. His leg is ridiculous. I can kick, but that's just stupid.
You know what's funny though, man? It's like, I always sit and think about it. Like, even though I had a good leg, like I was just using it off of pure athleticism. Like, you mean like I knew how to do different stuff with it, but I never knew how to like do like different level changes. I always felt like for me, I always try to use my leg as like a sharpshooter. You know what I mean? Like when I bring it up, it's coming from point A, it's going right to point B.
So you never really tried to make somebody's arm move or something like that. I think a lot of people did that though. To be honest with you,
So that's kind of how
that was the time
like,
though. My kicks I was saying that was the time though. My kicks were not mine, but your kicks, and in that time frame, kicks were not necessarily always to be pretty. If you could do it, that was fine. But more people threw their kicks to be effective and efficient. I was gonna pick it up and I was gonna jam it. I was kicking you on your elbow. I was hitting you in your shoulder. I was hitting something. I was using it effectively. I always thought that's how you used your leg very well.
Talking to you,
that's kind of like how I always looked at it, like, and like always felt like when I started pumping my kick, I hated chasing people.
Yes.
Like I hated chasing people, so I was like, you know what, fuck that. You don't realize how fast my leg is and how fast I can get it from the ground to your motherfucking head.
All right, Los.
My bad. Your head.
I should have told you.
This is like FCC stuff. My fault, yo. I didn't but like that's how it feel though. Like, I felt like my leg could get to you before you could move. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, very quickly and expeditiously.
But yeah, that was kind of my fault.
I know. I should have told you that. You said some things earlier, and I was like, he'll stop.
He'll be all right.
It's like,
No, I got you. My bad. My fault. Yeah. My bad. You ain't got like no buzzer
I
face.
thought it was gonna be me.
no.
I definitely thought it was gonna be me.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that's hilarious.
All
right.
But yeah, seriously, kick you right upside your head.
Yeah, he would. He would.
He would too.
Not
Fast and strong.
Yeah.
Big old leg. I'm scared of that.
All right.
Yeah, we used to have some good times though, man.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
remember when we was in Chicago and I was fighting? I don't know who the dude was. It was WKAs or something. And I was fighting the dude, yo, and I hit him with the back fist, reverse punch, rear leg rousing, and dropped him. Boom.
Los, you hit people with so much stuff. The one I remember is the Reggie Perry.
You gotta stop bringing up people that we like we know. Like, talk about people that we didn't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's talk about that stuff. Let's talk about people that we cool.
Hey, remember that one time when you did this
like,
one move to that one dude? You gotta say names. He got social security numbers and pictures up. He putting up clips on the videos.
But that was hilarious. I mean, it was just wild. I was like, did he just do that? Did he literally just climb the step?
It was totally illegal too.
It was 100% illegal.
You said it was 100% illegal.
Illegal. Like everything about it was illegal. Like it was just like for people. All right, I got to say it. But people, like, this is what happened. I don't even know how it happened, but at some point during the fight, Reggie Perry went down on one knee. Los decided to put his leg on his knee and switch kick him in the head.
Wait. Hold on. He stepped on his knee like he was a little kid. And
it was the most disrespectful thing I ever seen in my life.
Well, he kept kicking me in my hip, man.
Well, that's Reggie.
That's what he does. He leads you over so he get. Never mind.
Yeah, that was Reggie.
Yeah.
They go destroy.
And they try to say he finna kick my hip one more time. Kick me one more time.
It wasn't like that though, man.
I wish you would.
Oh, that was hilarious. It was like, oh my God.
We used to have some battles, man.
Yeah, man.
I remember one time, I forget what I think it was I forget what it was. I think it was Amerikicks. It was either Amerikicks or Kansas City one of the times. I think I had to fought freaking Brian Roof, man. And I had me and him just fought in Kentucky. He beat me by 1 point. I was mad because we was in Kentucky. That's his spot, whatever. So we fought at the Kansas City thing. I think it was Bob Liker's tournament, and we're on the stage. Yo, me and this dude fighting, and I'm like I'm almost off the stage. Yo, this dude punched me in the back of the head, and then my head hit the metal on the light.
Oh,
yep. And it dented the light. Yo, Trav.
How mad were you?
I saw that dent in that light. I said, "Oh no, we about to change this all up."
He says some furniture will be
moved.
No. Oh man. I mean, much respect to him. I fired that dude up, yo.
Yeah, but he always known that.
So it was so disrespectful though, man. Like, dude, you see I'm about to fall the stage, you just gonna punch me in the back of my head, and then my head dent the light?
Sounds about right.
So disrespectful.
Yes, man. He is very, very disrespectful, man.
And then I think I fought Ninja that same day too. And then I went out and I think I lost to Jason or something. That was always my problem, man. I'll fight my division. I'll fight these warriors. I'll fight whoever the super heavyweight is. I'll get past that person, whatever. And then I will go and I'll lose to like Jason or Raymond. Like, you know what I mean? Or I fight in my division and then I get up and now it's me and BP. Like, you know what I mean? I lose to BP by 1 or 2 points. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, I think part of the challenge I used to have with me and BP was like, he was like my brother. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
I didn't go at him like how I went at all these other cats, because this is like my dude. Like, we roommates all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I've always felt like, but I realized that it wasn't the same for him. He was trying to
he was trying to hit you.
He was trying to win. BP.
Which is hindsight, I get it.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm like, all right, well, I lost my man, my boy. You know, whatever. That's my man. He's about to go do what he do. Like, you mean, whatever. But I think that's somewhat like, if I can go back and change, I would my mindset would be different, and I would approach everybody different. Like, I would have came a little bit more harder, I think. Because I think part of that was what kept me from kind of getting over that hump of being like that tier dude. You get what I'm saying?
Does it bother you that when you go out, certain people don't know who you are?
Not really.
That
Not really.
Yeah. Come on, Los.
Honestly, I will say when I say not really, I mean like people like when people the way people like revere Raymond, where people revere Jotty, where people revere Jason, where people revere Trevor, where people revere BP. You know what I mean? Like I always felt like I was on that level, or even I'll use Mike P. Like you know what I mean? Like I always felt like I was on that level, but I still was that next cusp under
them.
Because I wasn't getting over that hump with them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I felt like, and I mean, every time.
100%, I know what you're saying.
Me and you talked about this before. Every time I fought every single one of them, they know they had to deal with me regardless. And it wasn't like I lost every time. It just wasn't. I wasn't consistent enough of getting over that hump.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh yeah,
they knew who I was.
Right.
But the people that revered them, the way they revered them, didn't really see me. Didn't know me like that. You get what I'm saying? Because they didn't see the battles that we were having before they got to that main stage and they got to that main area.
Do you think Sport Karate will remember Brian Plimple like he remembers the other guys you just mentioned, like Jotty?
No.
And Raymond,
I don't think so.
Trevor.
Because I think. I mean, BP had a great run, but I don't think his run was as long as the other guys were.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, nobody is going to replicate what Raymond has done.
Nope.
That's just not going to ever happen. And then Jotty, it's going to be really hard to replicate what Jotty did because Jotty did it in a short span too, but he did it at such a high level. And then when you take that away and then he comes back and he still competes at that high level and still getting it done at that high level when he comes back in his 40s, so that gap of people that didn't know who he was or kind of knew who he was but didn't know who he was, then when he came back, in that gap, he re-solidified himself in that gap again. And then his teaching knowledge, he jokes about, Coach Plowden being the Professor X, whatever. But Jotty's a fucking scientist.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever just listen to him, watch him break stuff down, the dude is like a scientist, man. So it's like
I equate his helping Ross get over the hump with me. Because it was for two years. Me and Ross were just going back and forth. Nobody beat the other person. And then I took that my sabbatical off for like 6 months and came back, and I wasn't beating Ross anymore. And I remember that it was strictly because of, I remember at the last time we fought before I took my little break, Jotty was coaching Ross, and we literally fought 4 times that weekend, and we split it 2-2. And it was in Miami, and it was because of Jotty. Like when Jotty was in his corner, I won. I mean, when Jotty was in his corner, he didn't win. When he was in his corner, I won. I mean, whatever way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the other way. I get what you're saying.
And so,
but who did you have feeding you though?
You said what now?
Who did you have feeding you?
Oh, I had my uncle. Whoa.
But
not at that time.
You, yeah, exactly.
Not at that time.
At that time, you didn't have someone counterbalancing.
No,
coming from your other way.
No, not at that time.
I'm not knocking the coaching and what Jotty was able to do with and for Ross, because Ross has had an amazing career, and obviously you can see the blueprint of Jotty being all over that. You know what I mean? But it's not. I mean, it's hard to say that was he's transcended from what Jotty had taught him over the years, continued to feed him. But it's really, you didn't have anyone really kind of feeding you that same way too.
Not when I was on Paul Mitchell, no, because I moved away from Detroit. I was living in DC.
Yeah.
I was on my own.
Yeah.
So it was a little different. Yeah, at that point, I think if I had stayed in Detroit, it would have been a different. I know it would have been different. It would have been different because I would have had Ski, Willie. They were all around at that particular time. We were all been training. It would have been different. But being out there in DC by myself and just pushing myself and training, and then not really having a big, it's not really a big martial arts scene for me to go around and fight. It's just different.
What you talking about, that was my whole career, man.
Yeah.
Think about where I come from, Syracuse, New York. I'm 4.5, 5 hours from Jotty and all them. Now, when you think about their stable, they have a stable of people. You have Jotty, you had Chris Styles, you had that whole Reggie, Hawkins. You had a stable of brothers that when y'all got together, like y'all was able to get it and get it good. You know what I mean? You go out to California, Ray got Mike P, Jack, the whole that whole West Coast crew out there. Now whether he gets to train them or not, he gets to compete against all those people.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even if he ain't training with them, he going training at the tournament, competing against these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
local
Florida,
tournaments.
I mean, see, y'all had stables down there. Like,
yeah, Florida. I was gonna say the same thing.
Preston.
Florida is always a Preston, Alex, Fife. Like,
for you to say, like, when you went to DC and you didn't have anybody, bro, that was my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have anybody, and I didn't even have my uncle.
Right.
Talk about that. Like, I didn't have my uncle. So, like, I'm going, this is why I said, like, I was a great kicker, but I didn't know how to put it all together. I was just trying to piece it together on my own. I was trying to figure this stuff out on my own. And I think that was some of my, I won't say my downfall, but because at the time I was still young, I wasn't able to kind of take that scientist that Jody became and that all that fighting experience that Raymond was getting. I didn't have that type of mindset or that type of I don't want to say ability, but I didn't have those moments. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt for myself, I was just coming out. When I say I was coming out on like raw talent, bro, I was coming out on raw talent.
Well,
like,
you were one of the most talented people I've ever seen.
When we first started, I had a team that started. It was like a local team here. It was called Rough, Rugged, and Raw. My cousin Kenny, I don't know if you remember my cousin Kenny, big dude, Kenny Orr. Then I had another cousin, his name was Ed Burris, big, tall, 6'5", kickboxing dude.
Yeah.
So Kenny was rough, Ed was rugged, and I was just raw. Because I was just going out as just an athlete.
So
that can kick and move and fly and be fast. Like, you know what I mean? But I didn't really
rough,
have
rugged, and raw.
I didn't have the stuff pieced together.
Right.
So I totally get what you're saying, man. That I think that too hurt myself being able to get myself over that hump. You know
That's why
like,
it kind of irritates me watching the people down here squander
these opportunities.
They don't even know how good they got it.
They have no idea.
Well, here's the thing. Like when I watch it, when I first moved down here, I started looking at. I went to a couple of sessions where they were training and stuff, and I would just kind of sit there, and I didn't like what I was seeing. Like I thought about how I came up, and of course ours was different because we had my uncle and we had this stable of fighters that were there.
Stupid ass weighted rope.
Right.
Who the hell does jump rope that you got to skip 2 times to get the rope around? You're supposed to just skip it.
Hey,
you got to
man.
skip, wait, skip.
You got to wait that thing come all the way around that weighted rope.
And if you don't get the skip right, it's going to hit you in the back of the head.
It will absolutely fall and hit you. Listen, we had one of those.
Who does this?
But
I'm never coming back to Detroit. I ain't coming back for none of this no more. This is horrible.
And so I watched them, and a lot of it is them talking. Like they're communicating with each other and I'm not going to say in a playful way. Well, it's not a playful way. But they're joking or whatever the case may be, and then they'll do a drill and they'll spar maybe 3 times, and then they'll step out and just kind of stand there. And I was just looking at it like, okay, I don't get what's actually happening. Then I realized what it was. They didn't have my uncle. They didn't have somebody who was the person.
I feel that our generation failed these guys because like they don't have.
Our generation failed everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because like we really think about it,
well,
who is
ours.
running?
It was the generation before ours that really kind of didn't take it.
I'm
over.
kind of like in both of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm kind of like in that middle
ground.
So I'm just gonna say our generation because like who in our generation actually throws a event?
A major success. Nobody.
Exactly. So now you look at it at that point, nobody's throwing an event. Does anybody really coach?
Not until recently.
So it's not really anybody really coaching. So then you
I try to coach, but these little like 28-year-olds, 39, they don't want to listen to me.
I'm just saying, but look at
fucking around. Chris will listen to me, but I can have his ass calm down first.
You gotta calm me down. He slapped me in the back of the head. Pop, sit down, boy.
So I remember he was at the event, man. He was going off. I tell him, calm down, Chris. We got him right. His mother came to me. She's like, Carlos, I'm so glad Chris had you in his corner because he gets so worked up sometimes, and you just calmed him right down and got him refocused. Like, yeah, Mama Walker, that's what I do.
There's only a couple people that can do that, though.
See, there you go.
When I get on a tirade, if I get down by tunnel vision, it's bad.
But then the last thing is, a lot of us do own schools. Behind me, our students actually come out and compete a lot.
I have one guy that kind of he does more full contact right now, but I don't even have anybody that competes like that, man. I mean, we train point fighting, we do all that stuff too, but I don't have anybody that competes like that. I don't even have anybody that's like my own son. Like I'm like, he ain't ready. You know what I mean? Like, he's my son. I love him to death, but he ain't ready.
But that's my point.
Like that's what I'm saying. Because part of that is it is our fault who didn't pass that
I guess
down.
you're right that we failed this next generation of like 19, 20-year-olds or whatever the case may be. Maybe, but
the thing is too, I think it's us, but I also think that it's a different generation. Like they don't want
to come in and do that. Yeah,
they don't want to go through that what we had to go through.
They don't want to do the weighted ropes. They don't want to jump on them weighted ropes. They don't even want to do a lightweight rope.
Well, okay. Well, I will say this:
half of them don't know how to jump a rope.
Do it if there was something that was worth their goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if we were saying like it was like a UFC fight or whatever case may be, then it would be worth them. But since there is nothing, what in the world are they going to? They're just going to do the same thing over and over again?
Yep.
Like they do it like 3 or 4 times, and they're bored. They're not competing. Like it's
you got to do it with a
season.
You got to give them smaller seasons. You got to give them something.
Something, man. Like it's just.
I think we should put together like just like a straight like training camp of just like all the OGs, just get all these like like one tournament, get all the young fighters together, and we just go through stuff with them. Like just talk to them about mindset. You know, like just what you want to try to drive to be, what you want to try to do, you know, just from experiences that we had, some things that we wish we would have done. You know what I mean? Like, I think they need just like a scared straight type thing. You know what I mean? Like something where like, you know, we come in and we just
possibly.
I do. I like that.
You get what I'm saying? Like something like that just kind of just give them a different like. And they probably hear it. Like I know.
I mean, because you think about when you were that age.
Someone like Ant and James, they probably hear from Jesse all the time. Like, you know, Jesse.
But that's my point.
He come from that cut too. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I am not saying that he not training to come from that cut, but like you said, like if you see them down there not really putting in that extra work, that's going to show when they come on the mat. And I'm sure Jesse's like, listen, y'all not putting in the extra work. This is what's going to show. But if you look at Tyson on his.
Tyson's a different kid. Like Tyson and Bailey are just like different, man. Like I just look at them and just be like, all right, go ahead, do what you got to do. They're
where did Bailey
different.
come from? Like who's Bailey?
I don't. He's under Joey, but I don't know where. What you say?
He's from Connecticut, I believe, Connecticut or New Hampshire. John Bashta in his school up there. I competed against him in traditional forms of fighting. He was a bigger dude, but. Yeah, that's I remember him. I remember him from up there when I was with Joe before. I remember seeing Bailey as a little kid, as an underbelt. And he was always special.
Yeah,
that kid was always special. He just came out as an adult, like whoa.
Yeah, well, I saw.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, where'd he come from? Like, I mean, I don't even like.
I just remember. I remember him being in the Jewish.
I
remember being. He's always been dope.
I know him and Jalen had some battles, things like that. But even so, like. Even when I see him having battles with Jade, I still don't know where he come from because I'm looking at him like a little kid, whatever he's from somewhere. But like, I thought he's from like Florida somewhere. But
he's from
and then like just seeing him in the adults, like at the level that he's taking himself in the adult ranks too, it's like, damn, where's Weapon come from? Like, who is he?
So, right, yeah, that kid's special.
Yeah.
Yep.
But where we at? Oh, we at 140. All right.
Love you, dog.
Yeah.
What's the time? What you got? You got time frame on this thing?
Yeah, man. People don't want to listen longer than 90 minutes, and we already over. So we're about to go ahead and.
Y'all talk too much.
Exactly.
Starting all this trouble.
Exactly. That's the fun of it.
That was the point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like there's no tournaments going on. Nobody's doing anything stupid. So.
Well, hopefully people are still to this end, man. I just want to tell you both, man, how much I appreciate y'all. I love what y'all doing, man. It's like a perfect show. Like it's real. It's funny. It's to the point. It's everything that's kind of needed, man. And it's like whether it be for whether it be point martial arts or whatever was life. Like I feel like the show y'all do is amazing, and I appreciate you both for just all the years of just friendship, brotherhood, and what we've been able to accomplish together, man. So I thank you for bringing me on. It just means a lot to me. I was really honored when you asked me earlier to call in.
Thank you for actually being available, man.
Available. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's like you said earlier, the friendships and the bonds that we've the between the three of us that we've had over the years. It's nice to get have you on and keep
one quick question though.
Yep.
Did your son get his black belt?
He did. Yes.
Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Did you cry tying it on?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Why you gotta ask personal questions like that?
Hey, he said, why y'all got ask me that like that?
I just said,
It was some dust in the room.
Yeah, I cried, man. I cried.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Listen,
Look,
I did. I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? He was my student that out of all the black ones that had been with me the longest, besides the kid that was a little bit higher than him. So again, I do everybody else's, and I get them up, boom, I knock them out, give them the belt, tie, boom, high five, boom, I move on to the next thing. And then get to my son, and it's like this pause and moment, and I don't mean to pause, but I'm only pausing because I'm trying to fight it, and I can't fight it.
Yeah, you can't fight that. He's just like,
I'm like,
yeah.
It's starting to happen, and it's like, yeah.
See, we as men have to be able to show our emotions.
We have to be able
be vulnerable, man.
And we have to support each other and saying that, because if ever the one day that I get to tie the black belt on my son, I'm gonna cry too. It's okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
Lord knows. So I did.
Yeah.
I did. And by the way, Chris, your son doing the kicks and the stuff, which you on the video today was adorable.
Oh yeah, thanks.
But yeah, man, I did because it meant a lot. Like, you mean, like for me, like I was able to create a program and start a program that. The reason why I started my program and why I started, because I left karate. I left karate for like a year and a half. When me and my uncle split, I didn't teach. I just worked a regular job. I was like, I'm done with karate. I don't want to do it no more. Bye bye. And then like I had other people asking me to come back out and teach, and I was like, I don't want to do it. And then I was doing some kickboxing stuff, and I started looking at my son like, how could I have taught all these people all these years, all these families I impact, all these kids I helped raise through martial arts, and I won't even give my son that same opportunity. So he was the main reason why I opened up my school and why I got going, because I wanted to be able to share with him what I share with so many other people. So for him to get his black belt was like, it was like a different level, because it was so much more behind me just awarding my son a black belt. You get what I'm saying? Like there was, like there was a split between me and his mom, me and my uncle splitting together. Like, you mean, like there was a lot that was going on during that time. So here we are almost 10 years later, I'm able to create something that I can bring for my son to be a part of and watch him achieve that level, and it was dope. But I did cry. I cried.
There we go. Good job there, sir. All right, man. We'll talk to you. I'll talk to you soon, man. I'll keep in contact.
All right,
bro.
man. Hey, keep me in the loop, man. I'll come chat with y'all some more. I hope I ain't offend nobody. Listen, y'all, whoever if you took it the wrong way, just hit me up, call me, hit me on the Facebook or whatever. We can chop it up. I ain't mean no disrespect to nobody. If you felt that way, if you did, just holler at me. And if you ain't like it, you see me, you want to punch me in my face, go for it.
You know what? I'm gonna call this episode "Low Stop Cussing."
Watch your mouth.
I kept it nice and clean. My bad, yo. I get comfortable when I talk about boys, man.
It just comes out. Listen,
like I said, I thought it was gonna be me. So
I was just like, at one point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put a disclaimer like, hey, this is beep. It's gonna be, you hear some language.
Beep.
It's what it is.
Oh man, there was that much. I thought it was that.
bro. It was like
you said it so much, you don't even know that you said it. I was like, you know what? I don't even care.
It's Chris' fault. Every time I get around Chris and we start talking about it, this is how we talk.
It's true. It's true.
Like going like blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh man, my bad.
All right, man. Great show.
I'm about to go have a spam sandwich, yo.
I'm sure Ricky will love that one too. Yeah, Ricky Murray will go ahead and join that.
Ricky and Jabbar.
Yo, right, do you remember all the pranks we used to pull on Ricky with that ham and bacon and all the pork?
What was that?
Do you remember all the pranks that me and Brian Plimple used to pull on Ricky about the pork?
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Why y'all doing this to me, man? Come on, man.
Man, we wrapped like his he went to go get some food. We wrapped his fork in like bacon.
Oh,
wrapped it back into a napkin so he unrolled and saw this one.
Oh man, that's up.
Yeah, we used to do all kind of stuff.
Oh, you know Ricky.
We had some memories, man. We connect, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man. Listen, it was only like 2 years, man.
I know, right? 99 to 2001.
It was a short time, but man, it was like a lifetime of just. And look at like you talking about 2 years, almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago. We started SCS in 99.
Dang.
So that was the first full year.
I think I came in 2001, maybe.
No, you came in 2000. You came at the end of because like at the first year we did SCS, it was all of 99, and then because we at the end of the year we picked up Brian.
Y'all came out to
Super Grand.
I think I was with Bay Area's Best at the time.
Yeah, y'all
came out to Super Grands at Niagara Falls.
Yep, and we had Brian Plimple and Regina. That's when we finally picked them up at the end of the year. For the rest of the year, it was just me, Jermon. It was me, Ski, Terrence Alford, Jeff Gears, Jovan Chimseski.
Yep.
Willie and Jermon were on the juniors. Yep. So they were all there. And then at the end of the year, we picked up Regina and Brian. And then the next year, we picked up you, Ricky, and Ryan.
I just want to say this too, just so we got this on the record. I gave Lump the name Lump Lump.
You did.
Everybody know.
Yes, he did. He is who named him.
When he was a junior.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I was like, yo, this little dude be lumping people up. I caught myself. This
little
dude, yo, he mean. Yo, this dude, like, he don't care.
Yeah.
Yo, you Lump Lump, man. That's your name.
Willie Lump Lump.
Willie Lump.
From Minister Society.
Yep.
All right, man. Let me get out of here for people like, dang, how long is it? All right, man.
All right, man. Take care, yo.
Peace.
All right, peace.
Well, everybody, that was the end of the show. Well, almost. We know we got to close the show the way we started. And this end of this week, what's up, Devin over there sitting there?
Devin the dude, what's up?
But yeah, we about to get out of here, people. Thanks for listening to this long, extended podcast. We had 150, almost 150, hour 50. Make sure y'all tell us who y'all think if y'all like the Star Wars movie, whatever the case may be. What y'all talking about, everything. We'll see y'all next week when we talk about who the end of the year awards for, and all that. Yeah, all that stuff. All right. Peace.
Deuce.